Perched on top of a ridge overlooking Lake Kogala, 15 kilometers from Galle, and surrounded by a 12-acre tea estate, is Kahanda Kanda, a chic boutique hotel. Kahanda Kanda is a countryside villa of ethnic luxury and style. Dramatic stone steps, flanked by 2 high walls, lead to the main entrance, consisting of lily ponds and freestanding pavilions.
Each of the buildings here are separated from one another, so there is this great sense of privacy. But they're also based on a very simple format, which is very traditional Sri Lankan, the ambalama style, which is the open-sided pavilion. Obviously with the bedrooms, you've obviously got walls because you wouldn't have any privacy at all. But the main pavilion, the dining pavilion, the living pavilion, they are completely open to the elements, and that really gives it this wonderful interaction between the outside and the inside.
The pavilion is the quintessential Sri Lankan building, open-sided and with huge overhanging roofs. These were the central spaces for life in Sri Lanka. The salubrious climate required that a dwelling function as an umbrella, protecting its occupants from the sun and rain, while allowing air to enter. Rural Sri Lanka is recreated in an oasis of style and chic, as the whole resort is built around the theme of the traditional pavilion. Revealing staggering views, the elegant sitting pavilion or lobby connects to the dining through a floating stone path. And for that perfect local Sri Lankan touch, carved stone figures representing the Kandian king and queen stand in the middle of the ponds. As if by magic, when summer's pride is quelled by the monsoon god, the rain-kissed Kahanda Kanda wakes to a beautiful dream. The ethereal nature of the resort continues to the far end, where a generous pool provides an optical illusion. A cascade falls from a carved wall above, flowing across the pool to its infinity edge and seemingly flows beyond, into Kogala Lake in the distance. As day waltzes into night, the resort takes on a different beat and sways to an orchestra of a tropical song. The most elaborate of Sri Lanka's architecture continues to be dedicated to religious purposes. 20 kilometers from the walled city of Galle is the famous Yatagala temple, where monks prepare for their daily worship. The influences from these religious traditions have combined with those of the colonists to produce a diverse architectural landscape. A landscape that inspired the exquisite retreat Kahanda Kanda, which is set on a prominent cliff just a few miles away from the temple. An idyllic location, peaceful tropical ambience, charming exclusivity. Kahanda Kanda, the simple geometry of the pavilions, along with the large expanses of water, create the type of serenity associated with a local monastic complex. But the connection doesn't end there. The backbone of this spectacular villa and the main organizing element in the architecture of the resort is a 75-meter saffron wall that runs along the length of the property.
The wall here at Kahanda Kanda basically does two things. One, it creates an element of surprise because you don't see everything when you arrive here at Kahanda Kanda. And secondly, it divides the property up in two, so it creates different interests. So as you walk down the walkway, you've got the wall to your right-hand side, and in that wall are these wonderful slanted windows which give you fantastic little vignettes looking over the rest of the jungle, the rest of the property and the tea estate.
It is such a contrast to the verdant surroundings, but this reflection of the traditional shade of a monk's robe sets a tone of style and substance. The rest of the palette is nature's own, aided by carpets of green vegetation fringing the guest pavilions. Glassless openings on the wall frame views on both sides, and most of the movement within the complex is along or